Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. So, as you may have just seen, or should have just seen, I have been shopping again today. As I sort of said on my last vlog, I am on a week off from work. So, I went to get out of the house, went to a different bookstore than usual. Did not buy a single thing, which is really not good, but you know. I say it's not good, I should save my money, but you know what, I wanted to treat myself and there wasn't anything that I wanted. So unfortunately no books were bought today. Update on my reading though, I'm now reading Tash Hart's Tolstoy by Catherine Ormsby. I'm only about 2 chapters in, but I am enjoying it so far. It is about a girl who has a web series that suddenly goes viral. The web series is based on Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy, and I've just got to the part where it's going viral, and basically there's going to be all about sort of the pressures of fame and a online flirtation that is possibly going to become real, but then the only sort of issue is that people don't know that she identifies as romantic asexual. So it sounds like it's going to be interesting. Like I said, I'm enjoying it so far. We'll see how it goes. My reading plans for the week are to read this one and then move on to what was I moving on to? Moving on to You're the One That I Want. So the Whateverthon, you don't need a synopsis of Whateverthon by now, but the Whateverthon prompt I'm trying to fulfill this week is the first letter last letter one. So basically that the first letter of your read is the last letter of your previous read, and no matter which order I pick these up in, it worked. So this one ends in Y and the other one starts in Y, and otherwise it would have worked if I'd done it the other way around, so the T at the end. But I decided to pick this one up first because this one is actually on my TBR. As for my TBR, so obviously we're halfway through the month, I've read 4 books. I'm aiming to read 10 for Whatever You Want them, so I'm just about on track there. I have read, for the actual like TBR, MASH TBR, I think I still need to read One Last Stop, but it hasn't arrived yet. And then I also need to read Honey and Issues Guide to Fake Dating, as well as this one. So I'm well on track for that, as long as One Last Stop actually arrives. If it doesn't arrive, I probably will have to give myself a pass on that, because it's not my fault if it physically doesn't get here. But anyway, that's all I have to say for now. I will update you all later with what I've been reading. So I really love doing my makeup at the beginning of the day, but I really hate topping it up throughout the day. So this is just looking like a muddy mess now, but I promised earlier it was a pretty rainbow. Anyway, I am here with an update to say that I haven't read any of this. I mean, it's only 20 past 8 in the evening, so this is normally when I would sort of sit down and start reading, really. I've been watching Drag Race Down Under, because I realised I was behind an episode on that, and trying to find birthday presents for people. So not too much reading has been done. I have received some book mail though. It's a fairly chunky book, and it is actually non-fiction, and it is this, which is In the Heights Finding Home. So, as you may know, I'm a massive musical theatre fan, and In the Heights is one of my favourite shows. I will dare say it's better than Hamilton. It's Lin-Manuel Miranda's superior piece of work. And I own, speaking of Hamilton, I own the Hamilton book called Hamilton the Revolution. I got it as a birthday gift a few years ago, and I really enjoyed that. It basically has the entire libretto of the musical, and there are annotations alongside it from Lin-Manuel Miranda, from him sort of about his writing process and references he had, and sort of anecdotes from being in the show and things like that. And then for each song there is also a chapter which is something about the process of making the musical. This one is sort of about the making of the musical and also the making of the film, which comes out this week, and I shall be seeing that on Sunday, I believe. So yeah, it's just full of pictures from the musical, as well as, like I said, all these sort of information about how it was written and all that. And the theatre nerd in me is very happy. This just came out today, so I'd pre-ordered it. It arrived this morning. Speaking of pre-orders that are arriving, I do believe that One Last Stop is going to be on its way to me this week. So basically, I pre-ordered it from Waterstones, and they've had a delay with their shipment coming into the country. So I've been chasing it up. I've been talking to them on Twitter, and they just keep saying that they're not sure when it's arriving yet, but they'll let us know if they have any updates. Went on to the Waterstones website today and happened to just search for it and see what it says, and it now says in stock, whereas before it was saying we can order this from the publisher. And then checked my bank, and there is a pending charge for the amount that the book costs, which generally is what happens just before they ship an order. They take the money just as they're about to ship it. So normally when I get that sort of pending charge, it gets shipped either that evening or the day after. So fingers crossed it gets sent tomorrow at the latest, which should mean that I receive it by Friday. It's 48 hours Royal Mail, they normally send it. So fingers crossed I'll have it by the weekend. And then this should be a really fun reading book. It also means that I need to read faster because, as I said in my last clip, this I'm reading to fit the first letter, last letter prompt. So unless I decide to completely redo that with another book later on, I need to read this and I need to read the other one that I want before I even think about picking up One Last Stop. And if that's coming this weekend, I need to have read both of these. So I'm going to go and start doing that now. It is now Wednesday. It's a Wednesday afternoon, so I spent the day sorting out things in my room and also reading about 120 pages of this. Well, actually not reading about 70 pages. I read 50 pages yesterday, but I'm now at about page 120. Should hopefully be at page 200 by the end of the night, maybe a bit further. And I am enjoying it so far. It's okay, like there's nothing spectacular about it right now. The characters are, I feel like to say I've read 100 pages, I don't know them very well yet. And also I just feel like the actual storyline has only just started. I know we need to set up to get to know everyone, but it just feels like it's taking a while for us to get to anything. Like I feel like I don't really know anything about the characters yet very much. Even the actual sort of part about how Tash identifies and what that, because that seems to be sort of the main crux of the storyline, we've only just been told about. Said we're 120 pages in, so it's okay. It's got the potential to get better, but so far it's okay. Good news is though that I've officially had the email telling me that One Last Stop has been sent. So that should be coming tomorrow. Hello everyone. So it is Thursday morning. I did the thing again yesterday when I updated once and then never really actually said much. So I will actually do a proper update. Let's make myself comfortable. So, still reading Tash Short's Tolstoy. I didn't read anything else much really after, and I did. I am up to page 173, so didn't quite get to the page 200 mark that I was planning yesterday, but basically just didn't read much last night. Ended up just having a lazy night watching TV instead. Actually, no, I was trying to find a birthday present for my sister, which is proving difficult. She's always a nightmare to buy for, but that's off on another tangent as per usual. I am enjoying this book. I think I said yesterday, the only problem is that the actual sort of main part of the storyline, like the thing about the web series going viral and this sort of flirtation that she's in with this guy, didn't really start to become an important thing until like about page 120, because like 120 was about when she started talking about what she identifies as or how she identifies, and that is kind of the main part of the story, and it just took quite a while to even mention it, which seemed a bit strange. Because other than that, I can't really tell you that a lot happened. But then at the same time, it's not even necessarily like we've just been building up to get to know these characters, because I don't feel like I know any of them very well. Again, it's like one of those things where it sounds like I'm really not enjoying it. And I am, but it's just not as good as I expected it to be. Like I double checked the reviews before I started reading this, because I was like, why did I want to pick this one up? Had I heard good things about it? And there was a lot of like very good sort of 5-star reviews, and I really don't think it's going to be that for me at the minute. But nevertheless, I am enjoying it. My plan originally, as I said at the beginning of this vlog, was to read this and then go straight into the other one that I want, so that I can fit the first letter, last letter prompt. I also, though, didn't expect One Last Stop to be arriving today, which it is. And I know if I read this, if I finish this to its entirety, I'm going to then have to pick up the other one that I want, because it's the only sort of books that work for the first letter, last letter prompt, and I'm determined to meet every prompt this month. But I obviously want to pick up One Last Stop as soon as possible. So my thinking is, rather than finishing this, because I'm not particularly loving it anyway, I'm okay taking a bit of a break from it. So I think what I'm going to do is when One Last Stop arrives today, I might read a little bit more this morning. I might go and read like up to page 200 or something. But then when One Last Stop arrives, I'm going to pick that one up instead. That one I should possibly finish by like the end of tomorrow. So like I said, it's Thursday at the minute. My plans today involve going and getting this chopped for the first time in a while. I've had my mum like cut it for me at home a little bit last year, but I haven't had my hair like professionally cut in about 2 years now. So I'm gonna go and have a haircut. When I get back, I'm going to read. I don't really have much else planned today. So One Last Stop should finish by Saturday. Then I'll pick this back up and then I'll go on to the other one though. That's kind of the plan at the minute. I got my hair did and One Last Stop arrived. Today so far is a good day. I do not have an update. I've not really read. I've not started reading this yet, but that is my plan for the rest of the afternoon. Andy Murray's playing tennis on TV. I have One Last Stop to read. I'm very happy. I'll give you an update later when I actually have read a little bit of this. Hello. So it is Friday morning. I am here with a dog who doesn't want to settle down. Come here, Harry. No. Basically, my parents have just left the house and good God, it is the loudest I've heard him cry in a while. I keep promising him we're going to have a nice weekend, but he doesn't want to believe me. So, yeah. Oh, look. Oh, no, wait. There he is. You okay? Up until about a minute ago, he was just sat on the middle of the floor for absolutely no reason. And he's also a little bit warm because although it looks like it's going to rain outside, it's still rather warm. Here we go. Just thought I'd let him make a cameo. So I am still reading One Last Stop. I'm about 100 pages in. I haven't read much this morning, so that's basically what I read yesterday. I do plan on maybe trying to finish it today. I've got like 300 pages left, but I still think I could do it. I am really enjoying this. It's actually a really quick read when I could concentrate. I was just having one of those days yesterday where my mind just didn't want to focus. So hopefully today I should be able to power through some of it. I'm very much enjoying it. It's a very different type of story than Casey McQuiston's first book. Very different from Red, White and Royal Blue. But I think her writing style is definitely, I think I can safely say now that I really enjoy her writing style. It's just something I can breeze through very, very quickly. I really like the characters so far. We haven't really got to the love story part of it. I mean, August is definitely intrigued by Jane and she keeps trying to start something there, but she's just figuring out that there's maybe something more to her than just being this girl who shares the same commute as her. We're starting to figure out the more fantastical element of it, and yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. Harry has now started looking out the window again because of course he has. So I will catch up with you guys in a little bit. So I have just realised that I haven't updated my vlog all day. But I have not read. I've been filming. I managed to get 2 videos filmed. I was planning on filming 3, and then when I thought about what I actually needed to film, I'm like, no, just do 2. It's fine. But I have got my TBR filmed, so that was fun. That's coming your way soon. And then what else did I do? I managed to get something filmed for tomorrow. I'm going to edit in the morning. And then I've randomly decided to do some sprints tonight. I've never hosted sprints before, but I really need the motivation. I need something to sort of hold me accountable to read tonight. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try. I don't think many people are going to watch, but something to hold me accountable at least. You can see on the sprint right now. It's due to start in like 4 minutes. So I just thought I would update you guys before I actually start talking to anybody that's waiting. I did have a check and apparently there are a few people waiting. There's 2 people waiting, so you know, not many, but I've got somebody to chat to, which is great. Right, I'm gonna go. I've also got the football match on in the background because multitasking. Also, my phone is going crazy because I am in a Taylor Swift group chat, and she's just announced a new album, so everything's going mental. It's all happening at once. But yes, right, I'm going to go and start talking to people. Never done this before and I've decided to do it by myself. I'm clever like that. Okay, super quick vlog update. We're going to ignore the fact that my lipstick has half disappeared. But It is about 1 AM on Friday night, Saturday morning. I got way too into this book tonight. So I did my first ever sprints, live reading sprints. I think they went well. There was some nice chats with people on there. I got more sort of confident with it as it went along, which is good. I'll definitely do some more in the future. I really enjoyed it. So thanks to anybody that joined in, and I will probably give you guys a little bit more notice next time so they're not just like scheduled 2 hours before it actually starts. But what was really, really good about it is that I read over 200 pages of this during the sprints, and I now only have about 100 pages left. I am going to leave it there for tonight. I probably could stay up and read it, but I don't want to because I've got to wake up fairly early to make sure this one, gets looked after. So I'm going to go to bed now. I know as soon as, seem fairly hyper right now, but I know as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm gone. So I'm going to go to sleep. I will give you actual thoughts on this tomorrow, but because I'll sort of give you like a full ending thoughts. But all you need to know right now is I love this book. I love it so much. Good morning. It is now Saturday morning. I am up and editing. I've nearly finished editing my video for this afternoon. Obviously I haven't done any reading yet because I've been focusing on that instead. But I did just receive through the post, let me see if I can cover my address, some book mail from Crooked Quill, which is an Etsy store, and they do some really beautiful art prints, and also what I ordered is some bookmarks. So there's 2 in here, one of them is a gift. These are actually really, really cute. So I actually got a little extra thing, which said Crooked Quill Print Co. And then we have this one, which is the one I bought as a gift. So I don't know if you can see, but it's a stack of books and it's all classics. And then on the back it says, if a book is well written, I always find it too short. Just a quote from Jane Austen. This is really beautiful. As I said, this one I bought as a gift. And then the one for myself, very much in fitting with what I'm reading this month, is this one. So another book stack, and this is all LGBTQ plus fiction. I think I've read most of the books on here. There's only a few I haven't. I'm going to have to make this like a checklist now to make sure I read them all. But then on the back it says, read with pride, and we have the little rainbow tag on there as well. And yeah, I just really love this. I've been seeing these on Instagram and decided that I really wanted one for myself, so I'm happy with this. Just thought I'd show you guys. So it's a lot later than I planned. It's like 10 to 5 in the afternoon, or evening even, but I just finished one last stop. I love this book so much. I gave it 5 stars. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody who's been watching this video so far. I really, really adored it. It was, I think the writing definitely improved since Red, White and Royal Blue, and not that there was anything wrong in Red, White and Royal Blue. I obviously loved that one as well, but I could see how Casey McQuiston had grown as a writer in between the two. I think the storyline was really interesting with the whole time loop part of it. I loved how sort of queer history was brought into it as well. I just really, really liked this book. The sort of it is a love story, but also like a lot of the main part of the book is actually about sort of found family, and it's about the friendship group as well. And I really adored all of the side characters, all of August's flatmates, that were just this sort of really eclectic bunch of people that I would want to be friends with. And yeah, I don't have much else to say because there's nothing that I didn't like about this book. It's a new favourite. I'm going to reread it. I don't know when, but I know that I will end up rereading it multiple times. I'm probably going to listen to the audiobook next time. I'm very glad that I enjoyed it. Okay, so this is a super quick update because it's now 1 AM on sort of Saturday night going into Sunday morning. We're going to ignore how I look at the minute, but I just wanted to tell you that I have finished Tash Hart's Tolstoy. I read the last sort of 200 pages I think I had left of this today, and I gave it 3 stars. I didn't dislike it. 3 stars for me isn't an awful rating. It just means it was okay. I don't think I'll ever reread it. There was just too much happening. I found like the thing that was on the blurb on the back about sort of this relationship with this guy and how her being romantic asexual fit into that wasn't really a big part of it. There were just like so many other, because there were so many other small storylines that were competing for space, that it felt like what should have been the main storyline wasn't. So like that was very quick. There was glimpses of them working on this web series, but then that was sort of said just glimpses of it more than anything else. There was then talk about her not sure if she could go to university where she wanted to go. There was talk of a relationship with somebody else that maybe had a crush on her. There was talk of family drama with her sister. There was something going off with her parents. There was something going off with with some of her friends' parents as well. It was just a lot all thrown in all at once, and I felt like they were all competing for space. It just felt like some of those storylines could have been cut so that you could focus on some of the others more intensely. And yeah, the actual thing about her being asexual, which is kind of what this book is sold as, wasn't really not... in a way, I liked that it was just part of her character and it wasn't the main focus, but then the way that it was kind of brought up and that the way that it was talked about clearly wanted it to be the main focus, but then they just didn't spend enough time on it. It was just a little bit strange. It was okay. Like, there was nothing, it wasn't a bad book. It was just not necessarily the best handled. It wanted to do things that it didn't really pull off that well. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to give this one 3 stars. I am going to go to sleep now, so I'm not picking anything else up today, but I will be reading You're the One That I Want next, so that this one fits for the prompt of last letter, first letter, because obviously that ended in a Y. Oh, the other thing actually I just remembered that I want to say about this, the actual thing of Tolstoy in this was really strange. Like, yes, it was kind of important to the story. The web series they were making was based on Anna Karenina, but she just had this weird obsession with Leo Tolstoy, and she like randomly spoke to him every so often, but then again that'd be forgot about for chapters at a time, and then suddenly it'd be like, oh, she's going to talk to the poster on a wall again. And I don't think it warrants enough for the picture on the front cover to be Leo Tolstoy. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling again. I'm definitely tired now. I'm going to go to sleep. I will talk to you guys tomorrow when I've read a little bit of You're the One That I Want. So, it is Monday evening. Since I last updated you, I have been to the cinema, seeing The Heights. It was amazing. It's one of my favourite stage shows, and I've been very excited to see the film, and it lived up to every expectation that I had. I have spent the evening gluing on some false nails because I wanted to make myself feel slightly better, so I have like really cheap glue on nails from Superdrug, but I'm kind of in love with how they look. Anyway, that is off topic, but I have also done the reading thing, and I've read nearly an entire book. So I am about 100 pages from the end of this, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a very, very quick read. I normally read like a page a minute, and I was on sprints last night and I was reading sort of like page and a half a minute, so that is why I've managed to read so much of it so quickly. I'm on sprints again now, so I'm hoping to finish this tonight. I thought going into this, like, the title makes it sound like it is a Grease retelling. It's not. It's just set. They are putting on the play of the musical Grease. It's basically about a boy who has this really awkward encounter with a guy. He's just kind of had a lot of awkward encounters in general. Like, he thinks of himself as a very unmemorable person. He says people like at school don't remember his name. He's never really been anyone that's been in sort of a relationship, and he's wanting to have that more like epic love story. So his friends convince him that he has to say yes to everything. That's going to be his way to sort of open his life up a little bit more. And that ends up with him sort of auditioning for the school play. There's this boy that he meets while he's there as well. But now there's drama going on with that boy. I think that there's another boy as well that's involved. It's just a sort of romantic comedy sort of thing, all set around the idea of that he has to say yes to everything. It's very cute. It's very fun. I'm flying through it. This is the 3rd book I've read from Simon James Green. His first book that I read was No, I Can't Even, which I didn't really enjoy. I just don't know. There was something about it read a bit too juvenile for me. And then the other ones that I've read since. So Heartbreak Boys I really enjoyed last year. This one so far I think is my favourite. I think he's getting better with every book that he writes. So I am very happy to be reading this. Our plan tonight is to finish this, and then I've also actually started the audiobook for Jay's Gay Agenda, which I'm 2 chapters into that and I'm obsessed with it. So I'm having a good reading time. But yeah, once I finish this one, I'll have read 7 books. I've read 7 books for Whateverthon. I will be... So I'm 3 books away from my goal and I have a week left. So that is pretty much perfect. I plan to finish Jay's Gay Agenda soon anyway. I'm going to pick up something physical. Oh, I need to read Honey Issues Guide to Fake Dating physical, because that's the last one on my actual TBR for the month. So that's going to be next week. And yeah, something else, we'll pick something. There is a couple of other audiobooks that I have my eye on. So right, I'm going to go and finish this one. I'll just catch up with you guys in a bit. So I've just jumped out of the shower and literally just blow dried my hair, hence why it looks so fluffy. But I realised it's Tuesday evening and I haven't wrapped up this vlog yet. I also thought I'd read a lot more than I actually did. I've read a lot, but I just didn't finish a lot. I'm nearly at the end of 2 books at the minute. So I finished, the first book I did finish was One Last Stop. This is 5-star. This is a new favourite of the year. I love this so very much. I've already obviously told you why I loved it, but yeah, definitely a new favourite. So happy that it lived up to my expectations. And then in the opposite sense, I also finished Tash Short Tolstoy. I gave this 3 stars. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. And yeah, again, I've already told you my full thoughts, but it's just there's too much going on. A little bit overcomplicated, not enough time spent on any one particular storyline. I am also about 80 pages away from the end of this one, the one that I want. Very much enjoying this at the minute. Everything that I said in the last clip still stands true. I will give sort of full thoughts in my next video, and I will also give thoughts on my other book. So yesterday I started reading an audiobook on my way home from work. I did a poll on the Whateverthon Discord and basically listed all the sort of queer contemporary audiobooks that I wanted to listen to on Scribd. Those 4 choices, I can't actually remember what they all were. I'll find that out before I film sort of my full thoughts on it on the next video. But the one that won was Jay's Gay Agenda. I did think it probably would win, so I'm quite happy that it did. And I won't sort of tell you too much about that at the minute, because I only listened to about 2 chapters of it yesterday. I was very hooked straight away, but I have more thoughts after today because I am about 14 chapters into it now. But again, you'll have to tune into the next video to see that. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below, and I will see you next time with the last sort of full week of Whateverthon. Bye.